This problem says to graph the inequality, and it gives us the inequality of 4x plus 3y is less than or equal to negative 3. So the way that they've given it to us, it is not in slope-intercept form, so we would use opposite operations to put it into slope-intercept form. So we see here, if we're going to put it into slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, meaning that we want to isolate y, or we want to isolate y. So opposite operations tell us if we have a positive 4x here, we would want to subtract 4x from both sides, minus 4x, leaving you with 3y is less than or equal to negative 4x minus 3. And the sign doesn't change because we just subtracted. Remember, the sign here would flip if we multiplied or divided by a negative number. Finally, we need to get rid of this 3. We are multiplying 3 to y, so opposite operations tell us to divide by that same value. We would divide everything by 3. But we're dividing by a positive number, so the sign stays the same, leaving you with y is less than or equal to negative 4/3 x, and a negative 3 over 3 is negative 1. So now this inequality is in slope-intercept form, and it'll be easier to graph this way because we can start with our y-intercept, which is our negative 1, which is the coordinate 0, negative 1. So starting at the origin, we would go down 1. And then we would use our slope, which is negative 4 over 3, our rise to run, or our change in y over our change in x. So starting with our slope, our y-intercept, we would go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and positive 3 to the right. And we can also apply this negative sign to the change in x and go up 4, positive 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a negative 3, 1, 2, 3 to the left. And continue to do that pattern. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1, 2, and 3. So our line is going to look. Now, recall before I begin drawing the line that it does say y is less than or equal to, and what this means is that y is equal to negative 4/3 x minus 1, and y is also less than negative 4/3 x minus 1. Because it is equal to negative 4/3 x minus 1, that tells us it is a full line, not a dotted line, but a full line because everything on the line is included in the solution set. So we have a full line, not a dashed. And then we need to figure out which direction we want to shade, because inequalities tell us not just the line is included in the solution set, but it's saying all y's less than negative 4/3 x minus 1. So when we come to any point on the line, we know that all the y's less than or below that is included in the solution set. So we would shade everything. And recall that y is our vertical, right? Y is our vertical. So if our y's are less than, it would be below the line. So everything below the line where the y's are less than negative 4/3 x minus 1. And we can choose a point in order to check our solution. It looks like if we start from the origin, negative 1, negative 2, negative 2, 0 is in the shaded region. We can use that point to check to make sure that we've done this correctly. Y is less than or equal to negative 4/3 x minus 1. Let's plug in 0 for y and plug in negative 2 for x. And that gives us 0 is less than or equal to negative 4 times a negative 2 is a positive 8/3 minus 1. 1 can also be expressed as 3 over 3 so that we have common denominators. 0 is less than or equal to 5/3, which is true.